The language arts faculty at Ronald Reagan Middle School has noticed that subject-verb agreement has been an issue in some of the writing. So this is a brief lesson to cover how subject-verb agreement should be handled by our writers. While you are listening to this, you should have out some paper and something to write with so you can take notes. Next time you have class, there will be a quiz on this material. You will be able to use your notes for that quiz. So let us move on. The basic concept that we're trying to get across here is that a verb must agree with its subject in number. Now, in grammar, the concept of number is simple. There are really only two things a noun or a verb can be, and that is singular or plural. Singular is one, plural is more than one. And only nouns, pronouns, and verbs have number. Here is an explanation, at least in part, for nouns and pronouns. Very easy to identify a singular from a plural noun. It typically will end in S or ES with some irregular exceptions. Soldier and soldiers, bus and buses are regular, child and children, goose and geese are irregular. If we look further down the page, there are some pronouns that are listed there. Singular pronouns are I, he, she, it, this, and anyone. We, they, these, both are plural. You, who, and some can be either singular or plural. Being able to recognize the number that the noun or the pronoun is using is where you start when you're working on subject-verb agreement. Let's practice a little bit here. Here are 10 words. I'd like you to, on your paper, label them as either plural or singular. We'll do the first two together. Notice that war is talking about one war, and so it is singular. If I use the term we, you would assume that it is me and at least one other person, so that's more than one, so that would be plural. So now please pause the video and take some time to do the others. When you come back, you'll go right to the answers. And these are the answers. I think they're pretty self-explanatory. Armies obviously refers to one or more army. Nation to one nation. They, if you're talking about they, you're talking about more than one person. He is singular, it is singular. Us, again, more than one. Plural, men, more than one, plural. And these, more than one, plural. The next basic concept is recognizing the number of verbs, and I'm not talking about counting up the number of verbs in a sentence, but the number that the verbs are referring to. So, for example, if I were to say, I go, we know the verb is a singular verb. If I say we go, then the verb is plural. Notice in the red it says problems involving the number of verbs usually occur only with third-person forms in the present tense and with forms of to be. So let's look at the little box down here and notice that if we're working with the verbs send and go, first and second person is send. If we go way over to the right, in the plural, it is also send. We, you, they send. Third person in the in singular changes to sends, and the same process for go. Singular and plural in the first and second person is go. In third person, it is goes. Notice that singular third-person verbs end in S, which is counterintuitive because we associate plural, at least with nouns, as ending in S. So it's kind of reversing that concept. For the following, identify the correct verb and then write whether it is singular or plural. Let's do the first one together. He is only one person, so that is a singular noun, so we need a singular verb. Leads is a singular verb, ends in S, and so your answer should look like this. Leads and singular. Now try the other four on your own and after you have paused the video, and then when you come back you will get the answers. And here are the answers. We is plural, refers to more than one person, and so it's going to be retreat, which would be the plural form of the verb. They is more than one. Were is the plural form of the verb to be. I is singular, and so that's going to use am. And it is singular, and so it's going to use flies. Again, notice that the singular form of the verb is ending in S. So let us move on. Sometimes we have compound subjects, which is where we're using a conjunction to join a couple of nouns in a subject of a sentence. Typically it is with and, like the dog and the cat ran away. Sometimes we have situations where the compound subject equals one thing, or which the word each or every is used. In that case, they're singular. Two or more singular subjects joined by or nor must have a singular verb. And here's an example of that. Either Mike or Alice is going to help us study. Now notice that there are two singular subjects. However, in the meaning of the sentence, only one of them is going to do something, which is help us study, either Mike or Alice, not both of them. So here are some sentences for you to correct. I'll let you do that on your own. Pause the video again and then come back to it and you'll have the answers. And here are the answers. The subject here is cat, and cat is singular, so it's runs. Neither Sam or Dave skis because it has the word or in it, and so skis is a singular form of the verb. And then the dogs in the house run wild. Notice that the subject of the sentence is dogs, not house. It's the dogs doing the running, so it is the dogs run. So I hope this was helpful. We'll see you in class next time, and please bring your notes so you can do well on the quiz. Thank you.